What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy New Year's Eve. Happy New Year's Day for some of you around the world here. So happy 2026. Let's jump into this video here. We got some Plarium news in regards to the weekend summon events. So like I mentioned in the previous video, Frosted Path, it's coming in about 17 hours in game, and it's going to feature the 5-star souls for Yuki Masa, the most recent fusion, and the 5-star soul for Hilvi, the most recent Deck of Fate champion, both of which will be obtainable in that singular event. Now, there is going to be a boosted progressive event that's going to be happening alongside that, and I'm going to put that on screen right now, right above my head. Here we go. This Thursday, January 1st, we're planning to launch Progressive of Chance event, giving you at least 15x chance to summon the champion of your choice from the selected pool from Ancient, Primal, Sacred, and Void shards. So we got some really nice champions here. Let's first start off with the non-void. So first off, we have the Sylvan Watcher. We have Firrol the Barkhorn. Really nice champion here. Actually, I would really love this for a non-void champion. He's really good in lots of boss content. His A1, decreased speed, which is obviously very good against single target bosses. His A2, he's got decreased accuracy and block buffs on an AoE. It's a very strong block buffs, is very good. And then he has a A3 here with increased resistance and perfect veil. Increased resistance, very strong as well. Last but not least, his passive is also very strong, increasing the damage that your entire team does. He's a good candidate for a 9-piece protection set, so you can further increase the amount of damage that he can allow your team to do. He does place 2 buffs on himself and on the rest of the team with the A3. This will be a great pickup for anybody that's looking to elevate their Hydra teams, Chimera teams. This guy is going to be really good in those areas. Up next, we have Gnishak Verminlord from the Skinwalkers. Gnishak Verminlord was the Christmas fusion from a couple of years ago. You can kind of see he's Santa in rat form, I guess. But he's a really strong champion. He's a really strong champion. He's one of the few bombers that is actually really good, especially in PvP, and he's really good in PvE. He's got an A1 here, triple hit. He has a 50% chance of placing bombs. The bombs are going to do more damage against enemies with higher max HP, which is really good. His A2 is an AoE, decrease attack, and it reduces the detonation countdown by 1. This attack can actually hit okay, so if you build him to do some damage, he can actually wipe out some weaker teams with just his AoE. And then he has his A3 here. This is his moneymaker, where he goes with the 4-turn cooldown AoE bomb attack, and then the bombs will do double damage against enemies with higher max HP. Again, this is really good for boss content, really good for PvE content when the HP is quite high, so the bombs will do more damage against those champions. His passive also enhances his PvE power by basically replacing bombs with poisons, so then he can deal continual damage against PvE. Obviously still good against PvP, but poisons much stronger against PvE content. In the right gear, in the right build, he can solo lots of bosses. This guy's an extremely strong champion. Up next, we have the most recent Deck of Fate champion. We have Hilvi. Hilvi is up for grabs for the 15x. If you missed her in the Deck of Fate most recent, she's going to be up for grabs right now in the 15x. Hilvi, amazing champion. Honestly, a very strong generalist. I love it. I think everyone can benefit from having her. She's got the speed in all battles. She's got great base speed, 110 to start. She's got an A1 decreased defense, good against single target bosses. He's got an A2 strip and freeze, good against waves. And then he's got an A3 here. If you have nobody dead, it just gives you block damage, increased speed, and a turn meter boost on a 4-turn cooldown. Very good. So she can be your turn meter booster. It's a big turn meter boost too, 25%. If you have dead allies, it becomes a revive. So the skill kind of has like double flexibility there. And his passive places HP burns whenever freezes are landed, not by her, by anybody. Also decreases turn meter, and also has a chance to steal buffs as well, all dependent on the enemy getting frozen. So generally just a really strong champion. Has disruption, has support in her kit, and she's going to be part of the 15x, and her soul is going to be in the hero's path as well. So I guess it makes sense for Plarium to give her up as a 15x here. So up next, we have the past fusion that just happened. Yuki Masa, Demon of Ice. He's going to be up in this progressive right away. There he is, Yuki Masa. This guy's a pretty interesting champion. We did a lot of kind of work playtest on this guy to see exactly where he would fit. His damage is okay, so you can actually deal him to make him deal damage if you wanted to. Or if you build him with no damage and just go full support, he can definitely still play a support role as well. But I think his main role will be damage with a side of support. That's kind of how it's going to work. He's got an A1 AoE attack, block active skills. It's a lower chance, but it's still quite strong. Block active skills is really, really good. He doesn't require accuracy if the enemy has any kind of CC on them already. So depending on the team that he's in, he may or may not require accuracy. His A2 is going to be another AoE ignore block damage. That's really nice. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. It also freezes everybody, and that freeze is irresistible if there's at least one enemy with hard CC on them already. Again, this might require some setup, so you might need somebody on the team to CC maybe one of them first. Otherwise, you need some accuracy. The big thing with this ability is that it also randomly revives an ally, and if he kills somebody, he revives your whole team. So this ability on a 3-turn cooldown is amazing value. But there is some conditions to it, which makes it a little bit less consistent, which might not be what you are looking for in a champion. This ability actually hits okay, considering that it does so much. It ignores block damage, it places freeze, it can revive, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. So all of this packaged together with an ability that doesn't hit completely like nothing, it's actually not bad. So it's a really, really strong ability. His A3 here, single target, it has a defense equalizing ability. So what happens is that both the target and Yuki Masa will have the same defense as Yuki Masa. So generally speaking, Yuki Masa will have pretty low defense. So you're chopping off quite a bit of defense from the enemy. And then you go in with a single big hit, and then you steal a turn meter, and your damage is further boosted by the amount of turn meter that is stolen. Now, from my testing, the more turn meter you steal, the much, his damage is significant with this. If you can steal a significant amount of turn meter. This ability is on a 3-turn cooldown as well. His passive gives him boosted turn meter whenever he skips a turn because of hard CC. And then whenever he skips a turn, his next ability is going to be a big smack. So biggest problem for him is that he doesn't really have ways to stay alive, so that he can't guarantee himself a turn. But otherwise, he's actually a pretty versatile damage dealer. He doesn't hit super bad, and he does bring some utility and support to your team. So he's going to be up for grabs as well, and then he's going to round out the non-voids for this weekend. Now, let's jump into the Void champions here, and we finally see the first boost for Cecilia the Red Hope. This champion, let me just double check. She is Bannerlord? No. Yes, she is Bannerlord down here. Bannerlord. Cecilia the Red Hope. So, I playtested this champion, and I gotta say that she's absolutely amazing. I would rank her as one of the top Void champions in the game currently, just for general use. Not so much that she's top in PvE or top in PvP, but just as a general overall champion, she's actually amazing. So yeah, let's go over a kit here real quick. Her A1 is an attack that heals all allies. It's a single target attack, but it heals everybody by 10% of their max HP. 10% is a pretty big deal, and it's a full team heal. Now, this synergizes really well with the rest of her kit as well. Her A2, it's an AoE attack double hit. Damage dealt by the skill increases by 5% for each ally above 50%. So since you're healing up your team most likely will be above 50%. If you attack first, then everybody's above 50%. So you get a flat damage boost there from everybody. Also places Perfect Veil on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. This is a 3-turn attack. It's defense based and enemy max HP based. So it's a double hit with enemy max HP. You can kind of look at it as 2/3 of Marius's attack. So Marius has 3 hits with the max HP plus defense. I'm not sure the exact multipliers on her. Don't really have any multiplier info or anything like that. But to me, during testing, it just seemed like it was 2/3 of Marius's full-on attack. Now, Marius does have a decreased duration ability on his attack, which makes it really, really good, especially for arena. But Cecilia here does place Perfect Veil and does get a damage boost. So the damage could be slightly higher for 2 hits. But I'm not sure if it's equal to 3 hits from Marius. So I would say Marius's triple hit, max HP hit is stronger than this ability, but obviously Perfect Veil has its uses as well. And this ability definitely hits hard, really hard against PvE, obviously, where they have higher max HP. And then we go into the A3. It's also an AoE attack. Before attacking, she places increased defense on herself. There's going to be a strengthen and counterattack on your whole team as well. It's on a 3-turn cooldown. And this ability actually hits pretty hard. It hits pretty hard, especially against PvP content. So you go buff and then you hit everybody and then you play strengthen and counterattack. So she has 2 hard-hitting AoE abilities for different areas of the game. So the PvE hit with the A2, and then she has the PvP hit with the A3. And then, of course, counterattack with the A1 makes it so that she just constantly heals up, heals your team as well if she gets hit. So it's not easy to take her down. Her passive also very, very cool. Active effect here. So this is on a 4-turn cooldown. Places block revive for 1 turn on an ally when the ally's HP drops below 50%. If there are multiple on the team, only one activate. Now, this ability is a little bit inconsistent because sometimes your champion can go below 50% HP and then the revive on death buff lands on them, and then you kind of don't want that to happen. I don't know. It's less consistent because you just don't know exactly which champion's going to receive the revive on death. It's still a nice passive because it protects one of your champions from dying, but it doesn't necessarily protect them when you want them to be protected, I guess. She also has a passive effect, so no cooldown on this. At the start of this champion's turn, removes 1 random debuff from a random ally and fills their turn meter by 10%. So it's a for example, Doom Priest can remove 1 random debuff from everybody on the whole team and a heal for everybody on the whole team. This passive can only remove 1 random debuff from 1 ally and then 1 turn meter fill only. So it's not, globally as strong, but it's still quite strong in combination with everything that she has in her kit already. Finally, her aura, defense in all battles by 30%. Marius, by comparison, is 35%. So it's not as good as Marius there. Now, she's really, really strong. She has really good hitting abilities. Obviously, crazy buffs here. Potentially 5 buffs. Potentially 5 team buffs, and then a 5th buff here with the revive on death. So she could be a candidate for like a protection set, for example. But really cool champion, Void Affinity as well. So she's going to be hitting without weak hitting against enemies. And yeah, really, really strong champion for just the whole game. All right, so moving on. After that, we have Georgid the Breaker here from the Night Revs. Let's see. I have this champion, really fun champion, the Nutcracker here. 1608 base attacks, got an A1 double hit, chance to repeat the attack. That's really devastating here. And then you got the A2 AoE attack, decreased turn meter on all targets by 30%. This effect cannot be resisted on a 3-turn cooldown. Very crazy. If you kill somebody, places unkillable on himself. Yeah, really, really crazy effect. But his moneymaker here is his A3. Single target hit, ignore, strengthen, stone skin, unkillable, block damage, increased defense, ally protection, and shield. Grants an extra turn if you kill somebody. So if you kill somebody with the A1, the A3, you go into the AoE, you push back your turn meter, and yeah, it's a big, big hit, big trouble here. But he needs this to go off. His passive, 50% chance for this champion to ignore 50% of the target's defense for each hit placed by this champion skills. If he can ignore 50% of your defense, these hits are going to be absolutely massive. Without this passive going off, so it's basically a coin flip. Without this passive going off, you might be able to survive these hits, and then they won't be as devastating to you. So a lot of the time, Georgid's incredibly strong. You use this against, fragile damage dealers. You can use this to kill those in Stone Skin, through Stone Skin. That's going to be really good. Or you can use this against really strong supports, but you require the passive to go off. Once you kill somebody, then you come back in with the big AoE. Ideally, you kill somebody so you get the unkillable, and then you can just keep going back in for more damage. He has Void Affinity as well, so he's not going to weak hit. Yeah, he's a huge menace and a solid way to go through champions in Stone Skin. So there he is, Georgid, the Nutcracker here. And then lastly, we have Karilon the Ringer, and he's going to be from the same faction, Night Revs. Karilon the Ringer here. He was my bet for the kind of guarantee champion for Christmas, and then it didn't actually come to light. We got some different guarantee champions. We got Hilvi, which was really, really good. I would much rather prefer Hilvi over Karilon, but let's go over Karilon here. He's got an A1 decrease the duration of all enemy buffs by 1 turn. It's an AoE attack, which is really good. Gives him some flexibility with his build. As A2, another AoE places Hex and Weaken. If they're frozen, the duration increases to 3 turns. I mean, it's a pretty, weak-ish ability, but it's solid, but not super, not super anything. It's like weak slash average. But it does bring relevant debuffs that could be useful in lots of content, PvE or PvP content. And then he has an A3 here, which is going to be a AoE freeze. And then it's going to be a Termir deplete, which is pretty wild, and it's going to be a Termir fill as well. But all of this banks on him freezing the enemy. So he must freeze the enemy. So you need some accuracy on this guy. He does bring big speed in arena, which is really nice. 109 base speed as well, so near the top end. It also boosts your team's damage against frozen champions, which is really, really good. Generally, just a decent support. He also can be the Termir booster or crowd control champion that you might need. So he's quite decent for that regard. All right, guys, and that's it for the Void Champions up for grabs. So that's going to be it. We just have a progressive event through the new year to go along with our Deck of Fate, Heroes Path event. I do feel slightly disappointed because in previous New Year's, it felt like they have better events happening alongside. We only really get a progressive event. So a little bit disappointed, but these are some pretty nice champions here in this 15x. So if you are chasing the souls for Hilvi or Yuki Masa in the Frosted Path, this is a nice little extra bonus to be able to have boosted boosted rates for some of these really, really nice champions. Obviously, Cecilia the Red Hope would be really, really nice. I did just pull, I don't know, 70 or 80 void shards on my main account, and I didn't get a legendary, so I, kind of inching towards Mercy, but I don't think I have enough void shards to reach Mercy, so I'm not even going to take that chance here to pull void shards. So most likely I will just be pulling sacred shards and then just be going for Firrol as a progressive. I mean, he's going to be amazing as well if I ever pull him. So that would be my top choice for the non-voids. Also, guys, keep in mind that there's actually a New Year's gift in the shop. I don't know, for my account, it hasn't shown up yet. It hasn't shown up yet, so we'll probably have to restart the game. But for my alt account, it did show up. So make sure you guys restart the game, and then there's going to be a New Year pack that's going to be available for you guys. It's a pretty juicy one. I think it has a mythical book, a couple energy pots. So really, really nice pack there. And lastly, a quick look here at the Plarium Play calendar. We do have the Frosted Path situated here in the calendar. It's going to extend through the weekend, of course, and then we do have a couple other events here alongside it. Gear Hunters, it might be worthwhile to basically grind the Frosted Path kind of early, try to take advantage of Gear Hunters as well as training, so you can do perhaps a dungeon with training as well. You get some additional double dipping opportunities there. Now, the first week of January will be interesting because we will likely see another, some kind of content drop, I would think. Maybe based on what I heard from one of the recent Plarium interviews, that they were going to reopen the event dungeon sometime in January. So that either means that there's probably going to be some kind of new campaign, maybe collab, but I think it's going to be a public IP collab, similar to how Alice was or Asgard, because we still have the AVP or Alien versus Predator collab that's happening right now. Yep, just double check. Since the Predator Pass is still here, I don't think they would do another collab with another like serious IP. So it's going to be something that they make in-house. Like I said, similar to Asgard or Alice. But that's kind of like my little hunch there. On the first week of January, they're probably going to release some other bit of content. So something to look out for. And of course, if you guys are not interested in the Hero's Path, not interested in the Souls for Hilvi, not interested in Yuki Masa, I think it's going to be, a weekend, a decent weekend that you guys just chill, full skip, not worry about anything. It's just a progressive event. Yes, there's some decent champions here, but it's also a good time just to sit back and just wait for the new year. Like I said, there's going to be some potentially something happening on the first week of January. So it might be worthwhile to save your resources for that. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video. Hopefully you guys have a safe New Year's Day, safe New Year's Eve. If you guys are going out and all that, make sure you guys drink responsibly. Drink responsibly. Make sure you guys have a designated driver. That's a big deal as well. So anyways, enjoy yourselves, be safe, give everybody a hug. Lots of love from me. Thank you guys so much for the support in 2025. Looking forward to seeing you guys back here in 2026. But in order to do that, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button for this channel if you guys enjoy the content. Would really appreciate that. Thanks so much for watching to the end, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.